Trump is in Japan, or he was whenever these clips happened. And you know how MAGA would run wild, sometimes for reasons that I think were fine because it was funny imagery. When Biden would walk in some direction and then aides would go, hey, no, we're coming over here. Or Biden would be with a world leader and it would seem like he was getting confused of where we're going. But they don't ever seem to be interested when Trump walks in front of the Queen or something like that, and which is a big no-no. I don't know, I'm American, who knows? But I'm just kidding, I love you guys. But here, the Japanese prime minister was walking with Trump, and something is so hysterical, and then we'll get to his speech that was insane, about how he kind of misses the cues. Hey, come over here. Wow. Good trumpets. Is there a tuba? All right. And then you have this angle. Let's see. She's like, wait, whoa, Trump? Okay, so we get it. Let's see what else happens here. And then there's that when they walk around. Right? So there's just a little bit of that always there. Trump wanders off while meeting Japanese prime minister. I think that's the video that we just watched. And then Trump got confused. Look at this headline, explaining water. Let's see what they mean by that.
You know, I hope it's going to be okay, but I like steam. We're going to go back to steam. They changed just for the sake of changing. I said to the architect, have you ever designed a ship before? You know, he only did the biggest ship in the world, right? The Ford. But we're going to go back.
You know, I asked, what would happen? Very smart. My uncle, MIT. What would happen if the boat sank? You know, I asked this. They never had heard this before. If the boat sank, would you rather? So shark's coming, and you're here. It's here, and you're jumping. Would you rather the shark or electrocution? I've said that's what it reminds me of.
Okay, now let me ask you the second question. Hydraulic for your elevators or magnets? You know, the new thing is magnets. So instead of using hydraulic, that you can be hit by lightning and it's fine. You take a little glass of water and you drop it on magnets. I don't know what's going to happen. So, you know, the elevators come up in the new carriers. I think I'm going to change it, by the way. They have magnets. Not every tractor has hydraulic. Every excavator, every excavating machine of any kind has hydraulic. But somebody decided to use magnets for your elevator. But maybe they're good. Which is better, hydraulic or magnets? What the hell is wrong with these people? Can I ask you, the top-ranking gentleman right here? Seriously, I'm putting out an order. I'm going to sign an executive order. When we build aircraft carriers, it's steam for the catapult.
What is happening? The elderly president was talking about the magnetic catapults used to launch planes from the latest Navy supercarriers, the USS Gerald R. Ford class, and the electromagnetic elevators used to move weaponry to the flight deck. Both systems double the speed with which planes can be armed and launched, but slow the delivery and commissioning of the $13 billion flagship of the class. So he gets these random things in his head, as if he would be the authority to decide. And then he still has this weird thing where he thinks that wrongly claiming that water can disable magnets. And he says all you need is a glass of water and then the magnet's broken and you can't use the magnet. I saw the Irish Star said Trump dementia fears intensify following deranged rant explaining water to Navy officers. Oh gosh, remember, a viewer of the show reached out. We had this long phone call talking about he was at the Navy 250-year celebration speech. This was in front of troops in Japan, and talked about how while you might not notice it, they'll put people strategically behind Trump who won't have a problem with what he's saying, and they'll respect his command, obviously. But a lot of the people in that crowd, if it's anything similar to the one that we had an inside source on, are going to be totally gobsmacked by the fact that this is their commander-in-chief. Now we have this. While you watch it, please do, if you appreciate the show, click the subscribe button right below the video. Make it happen. Supports the work. Thank you.
Gulf to what is now known as the Gulf of America. Isn't it nice? They say it now routinely. I heard the news today. The Gulf of America, weather is wonderful. They don't say it with a smile. It's called the Gulf of America. How did that happen, right? And it took me, for many years I said, why is it called the Gulf of Mexico when we seem to have the shore? Well, we do. We have 92% of the shoreline. So I said, when we make it back, not if, when, too big to rig. We made it too big to rig. I said, get out and vote. Too big to rig. Make it that way. I said, I'm going to change it. And one of the first things I did is I changed it. Nobody could even fight it. They tried. We got sued all over the place. We won every suit. And it's now officially the Gulf of America. Isn't that nice? But our sailors have written honor, greatness, and triumph into the pages of history. What you're doing is incredible, and it's an incredible time for our country on gun decks and flight decks and torpedo rooms.
By the way, I was curious about this. According to calculations by Sovereign Limits, a database of international boundaries, the United States lays claim to 46% of the Gulf, while Mexico nearly 48%. So he's not even wrong about that. 96%? So that's not even a correct justification. I didn't even think about that until now. I just thought, hey, leave it. Just leave it. And then similar reason that it's like if your last name is something that you don't love unless you get married and you want to do that, you're kind of like, I'll just leave it. You technically could go change it. It's a lot of work, and then people would be like, Luke who? Luke Jackhammer? I don't know a Luke Jackhammer. And I'm like, no, that's my new name. I changed it. It's my new name. It's cooler. It's like, yeah, but I know you as Luke Beasley. But sometimes people say it sounds like Weasley, and Weasley's terrible. And no one likes Ron Weasley. So, anyways. But the caption for that from Aaron Rupar was, get a load of Trump's brain flitting from topic to topic as the troops stand there silently. I feel so bad for them. And they, at least from the person who was at the 250 Navy speech that we connected with, said they were there. What was it? They got out there like 9:30 in the morning, and then Trump didn't come out until like 2 p.m. or something insane. So this must be the worst experience. Then you have this.
Here, guys, campaigning. We won the second election by a lot, so we had to just prove it by winning the third by too big to rig, I called it. It was too big to rig. And it was an amazing victory, and thank goodness we won, because we were in big trouble. We were in big
just a desecration of what should be an apolitical military, as they spent years saying it was the Biden administration politicizing the military. Then you have Trump saying he doesn't like hotties.
From the men and women of the rank and file, that's true. It comes from you people, incredible people, good-looking people, too many good-looking people. I don't like good-looking people. I never liked good-looking people, I'll be honest with you. I've never admitted that before. But see, I'm allowed to. We won at the Supreme Court a thing based on merit. You know about that, right? Merit. Everything now in our country is based on merit, and that's why I look at
Lindsay Allegan, Janine Pirro, Pete Hegseth, Kash Patel. So ridiculous. What was that? What even was that aside about good-looking people? He only means good-looking men, because it's threatening to him. Because we've seen how he talks about good-looking women. He writes letters about them to people, to a person. I won't name them. Then you have him claiming that Biden would claim that Biden was a pilot.
And see, Biden used to say he was a pilot. He was a pilot. He was a truck driver. Whoever walked in, he wasn't a pilot. Wasn't much of a president either, to be honest with you. That I can tell you. That we all know. But
Ridiculous. Like trashing the last commander-in-chief in front of the armed forces. It's just all of it we're used to now, but it's, again, such a desecration of what should be the role of the president in environments like this. And Joe Biden never claimed that he was a pilot. Biden's claimed a lot of things. He has never
beat Medicare.
He claimed we beat Medicare. He never claimed that he was a pilot. I can picture it though. I had to, let me just say it this way. Let me just say it transparently. I had to Google it. I did. I had to fact check to see, did Biden never say that? You know, my uncle, he's a cannibal. Yeah, eaten by a cannibal. We used to drive trucks, fly planes. We used to fly planes off aircraft carrier. They got things all magnets. Man, you drop water bags, it doesn't work. I know a good guy, the Wright brothers. I fly their planes with them. I did have to Google it. So, but no, that's not true from what I could find. And then this.
Our people in the service, and you know, people don't care. If we send in our military, if we send in our National Guard, if we send in Space Command, they don't care who the hell it is. They just want to be safe. And we have safe cities now. We're starting in Memphis, and Memphis was a...
Okay, talking about in front of the military, sending in the military illegally into American cities, but they said they don't care if we send in the Space Command. Why would we spend the space? Whoa! Why would we send the Space Command into Chicago? We're sending the Space Command into Chicago. Then the number has gotten bigger. It's gotten bigger. It was 17 trillion a few weeks ago. It went up to 20. Now it's
the greatest economy in the history of the world. We had an economy like nobody has seen before. Now we're doing it again, but this time actually it's going to be much bigger, much stronger. I told you $17 trillion, but it's going to be $21 trillion. And that's numbers that have never been heard of before, much bigger than any other country.
Because they're fake. And we know that. He's saying that's the investments we brought into the United States, despite our GDP being 30 trillion. He's saying we have $21 trillion of investments. It's so ridiculous. He claimed groceries were down and energy was down. False. Talked a lot about the National Guard being sent in. Railed against the fake news.
You just see the back of your head, all the media. Look at all the fake news back there.
In front of the military. Very shameful. Then you're not going to believe this.
Thank you very much. A big hello. This is a special group of patriots, champions, winners. You are winners. Oh, I'd love to have your job. I'd love to have your job.
And of course, he had the opportunity to have their job. Not exactly, but to serve. And he lied to get out of it.